Now Soundpeats wants to be truly free. Hello and thank you for clicking on this video where I'll be sharing my experience of the Soundpeats GoFree 2, which is an open-ear over-ear headphones coming in at about $65 US. Before we begin, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Soundpeats for sending this unit in exchange for my honest opinion. However, as always, all thoughts and opinions are my own. If you've been enjoying my content, I hope you'd consider hitting that like and subscribe button to help me reach my goal of reaching 3,000 subscribers before the end of the year. That would be greatly appreciated. Now that's all out of the way, let's talk about accessories because the unboxing experience is pretty much identical to any other Soundpeats devices where opening the box, you have the item itself and it comes with some manuals and a charging cable, and that's pretty much it. The carrying case is relatively huge, which is pretty understandable as it's housing this kind of earphone. It has a bit of a glossy finish, very similar to like the finish you get on your car with that shiny powder coated grey finish on the case with the Soundpeats logo in the middle. You've got the charging port at the back so you can charge the case while it's lying flat. Opening this case up, you'll be greeted by the earphones themselves. There's a green light that turns on when you open this up, and that's how you pair it as well, which is different to having like a button for pairing mode like other Soundpeats sets. So once the case is open, if it's unpaired to anything, it will appear in your Bluetooth scans to connect and pair with these headphones. The light on the case indicates the battery life as well, with the colors of a traffic light, red, yellow and green, giving you various stages of battery life. If you want to read more about this earphone, I'll attach a link of the user guide in the description down below. Exploring the design of the earphones themselves, think a chunky Sennheiser IE series IAM sitting outside your ear with an ear hook for support, like a hearing aid. You've got the Soundpeats logo as usual as a faceplate, though it's a little harder to see on this earphone. There's a matte powder coat like finish to the surface which gives it a bit of texture. You've got a rubberized hook which helps with adjusting to different ears, and the ends, which I'm assuming could be the battery, but also acts as a counterweight for this earphones to stay hooked to your ears. Speaking of which, in terms of fit and comfort, the earphones themselves is relatively lightweight, so once it's hooked in, I just forget about it just because of how comfortable it feels on my ears. The rubber material and the counterweight at the back also helps with preventing any additional movements, but of course, it's still going to come off with enough force, but I'd say you'd be able to run with these, but heavy metal headbanging might pose a struggle. So being an open ear headphone, you should be aware that there will be sound leakage. However, this is mostly a risk when you're playing at maximum volume and you have someone standing really close to you. I've tested this earphone at about 70% volume on someone else, and it was hard to me to hear what was playing standing at arm's length, but if I'm going right close to the ears, then I'll be able to hear it. But if someone is that close to your face and you don't know the person, perhaps it's time to call the cops. Also, another thing to note, depending on your ear anatomy, this will affect the proximity of the driver to your ears. So the closer the earphone is to your ears, you'll be able to hear more. For me personally, at the loudest volume, if I'm walking outside, the sound of traffic will pretty much drain all the music. So just running through the features, it has IPX5 rating, which means light sweats are fine, but don't be dunking these in water. It supports LDAC codecs, Bluetooth 5.3, it has up to 35 hours of battery life with the case and a total of 9 hours on a single charge. So if you're using this for about 4 hours a day, you can get up to about a week, but if you constantly charge it every 2 or 3 days, you'd have no worries. And here's the mic test of the Soundpeats GoFree 2. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. So for the app to control this earphone, you have adaptive EQ option, game mode, you have an option to disable all functions of touch keys, I guess to avoid accidental touches, but you're losing all the convenience of control, dual device connection, and they still give you an option for custom EQ, but if I'm being completely honest, I'm not sure if it's doing much or anything at all. I'm cranking everything all the way up and I can hear very slight differences, but probably because of the open ear nature, the EQ setting is doing very little and the preset function doesn't seem to work as well during my testing. So if it's not not there, I think it should just be removed from the app. So for the touch functions, it's very similar to many other Soundpeats devices, where tapping once on the right side increases the volume, tapping once on the left reduces it, double tap is for pause and play and answering or ending calls, tapping 3 times on the right brings up Google Assistant, 3 times on the left toggles game mode function, long press for 1.5 seconds. I have no idea how you're gonna count for 0.5 seconds, but essentially on the right it forwards the track, on the left it goes to the previous track, and either side gives you the option to reject phone calls or switch between 2 calls. You can also manually pair the earphones by pressing and holding the button for 6 seconds. If you want to manually power on or off, put the earphones back to the case and hold 1.5 seconds to power on and 10 seconds to power off, which I'm not sure why you want to do that, but the option is there. For sound, I just want to put this out there. This is an open ear headphone. So if you hear anyone saying this sounds good, it's within the context of an open ear headphone, because from my experience so far, an open ear headphone does not even come close to an in-ear or an over-ear headphone in terms of sound quality. Because it's open ear, bass is pretty much non-existent because it disappears into the open air as soon as it comes. You can hear the bass, but there's no sub-bass whatsoever. You can hear the vocals and some of the background music. It focuses predominantly on the macro details rather than the micro details, because like the bass, the micro details can get lost depending on your surroundings. On quiet settings, like if you're listening at home or in your room, you can hear some of the details coming through, and the imaging is surprisingly good for this kind of design. The treble is a little subdued as well, so it sounds distant from you, which is obvious why, but at least it presents a smooth listening experience. So the only other open ear headphone I have in my collection to compare with the GoFree 2 would be the TrueFree 01, and the Soundpeats GoFree 2 is essentially a step up in every single way compared to the TrueFree 01. In terms of sound quality, you're pretty much getting the same experience, but the Soundpeats GoFree 2 is a step up not only in sound quality but also in overall features and most importantly, comfort. The rubber hook does add that extra security. You can hear more from the sound, but still within the context of an open ear headphone sound presentation. All in all, between the two, I'd pick the GoFree 2 any day of the week, but curious to know if TrueFree's other successors can match the GoFree 2. So in summary, when I say this is the best sounding open ear headphone I've tested, know that I've only tested 2 open ear headphones, and the Soundpeats GoFree 2 demonstrated what the TrueFree 01 was lacking. So between the two, the Soundpeats GoFree 2 is an easy pick for an open ear headphone option because it's really convenient, it's within affordable range, it has tons of features, and it's really comfortable to wear, which makes it a great daily wearable for anyone wanting this kind of headphones or earphones. But if you want really good sound quality and you don't mind sticking things into your ears, don't go with open ear headphones in general. But if any company strongly believes they can deliver a sound that can match an IAM with an open ear headphone, please send them over so I can test them and compare. However, until then, I'm standing by my testaments. But that's been my own personal experience, and I'm curious to know your thoughts. Do you own a pair of open ear headphones? And what is your favorite option? Comment below, let me know, and with that all said, thank you again to Soundpeats for this opportunity and to all of you for watching. Until the next video, take care and happy listening.